Hello and welcome back to Fate Halo Ataraxia. Let's continue. Last time I did dates, and more dates, and like I said, I'm just gonna progress the main story because nothing else has been popping up in terms of stuff that I was told, hey, you could go do Echo because those are interesting events. They just haven't popped up, despite me doing a bunch of other stuff, so maybe the main story will do that. Maybe not, but I'm just gonna focus on the main story for today. No signs of people in the plaza. Is this another one of those? Yeah, third time. Sure. In the end, I'll go visit the church. I can't remember how many times I've dragged myself here. The rules of the 4 days do not apply here. I can meet and part with her however many times I wish. For no particular reason. I think it's more that she's remembering stuff. And it doesn't apply because they have so little interaction with each other. Especially outside of the 4 days. The two of us would eventually run out of things to talk about, though. New elements do not enter here, so it's only natural that I would someday fill in all of the events. I come to the church to fill the blank spaces. And this will be the last time. Visits after this one will mean little to me. Really? Really? Okay. It's like the game literally saying, hey, gotta do it eventually, right? It's not that I'm tired, but I've run out of vigor. That does feel true. What I need is momentum, not rest. So true, too. Let's go produce a little energy. The performance was rather short this time. After expecting so much, it's a bit of a letdown. But seeing as it did give me a little of the energy I was after, I guess it was fine. The grinding heat in my chest feels good. And they do say it's bad for your health if you don't get angry once in a while. You say that for both sides, right? However, I am not satisfied with what follows afterwards. Karen, who has finished her performance, again stands in front of me, silent. It may just be me, but she looks to be in an even worse mood than before. You could even say she's standing imposingly. Judgmentally. The cloudiness matches this church. Rather than piercing sunlight that makes you feel alive, it is deathly grayness that matches the church so well. The church itself has a long history, built way before the war. It was renovated after incurring heavy damage during the Third Holy Grail War. A person named Kotomine Risei, maybe, was dispatched as a qualified candidate who was particularly familiar with the land. He was the father of Karen's predecessor, Kotomine Kirei. I guess that would make sense. Risei. Kotomine Risei, despite his young age, performed the role of supervisor in the Third Holy Grail War. In recognition of his achievements, he was entrusted with this church. With plenty of experience under his belt, he strove for an even better outcome in the Fourth Holy Grail War, but died due to unforeseen circumstances. This all sounds familiar from Fate Zero. Because if I remember Kotomine's origin correctly, it was that his father brought him on and made him a secret master, and they were trying to, win the war or something, and then he failed, basically, and then Kotomine went rogue to do whatever he wanted, and he learned how to enjoy the misery of the world, or something like that. The local noble matches he assisted suffered unexpected defeat, and the war ended in chaos. Do you want to talk, Karen? The Fourth Holy Grail War, the battle that caused Shinto's Great Fire. The third one was 50 years before, roughly around the same time as the World War. And the fourth one was roughly around the same time as the World War. I assumed too, considering Japanese involvement. The fourth one was just as the newly modernized economy was about to stagnate. Okay. What about the second and the first? Of the battle Emi was involved in a half year ago, Fuyuki's Holy Grail Wars came to an end. Up to this point, it's been 200 years. It's amazing how such a sacrament has been carried out until now in such a far eastern land. The tenacity of these participants that tried to reach a miracle was near fanaticism. When it comes to obsession, the Holy Church and the Mages Association are not that much different. I do wonder, though, is that place on the other side really that good? But enough of that. Heaven, you mean? Or some other concept. I vaguely remember discussions of stuff beyond, and I don't remember the details of the lore anymore, basically. But enough of that.
わかった。何か話をしよう。
I just stood there thinking for like 10 minutes or something. Okay, let's talk now.
ではあなたからどうぞ。私には話題がありません。約束はあなたの話が終わってからです。
俺からかよ。
There's no way around it. Having been outlasted in a contest of silence, it is now my job to suggest a topic of discussion. But I've run out of things to say. There's nothing I can chat about with her, nor do I have anything worth asking. There's nothing that's on my...
ああ、そういえば。
There's one matter of great interest to me.
何か？
いや、そういえば服が違うなって。
Are they? From what? Oh, I mean, from when she's like out there fighting?
あんた、夜は包囲を着てなかったよな。
ええ、それが何か？
何って、どうして着替えるのかなと。
I don't know, are those easier to move in? Not that the other thing makes a ton of sense in itself, but...
あれって包囲とは程遠いだろ？今はシスター全開だけど、夜のあんたはとても神職に見えなかったぜ。
No, that was something else entirely. It was beyond the point where it could be overlooked just because it's also black like a cat... like a what? Cassock? What's a... What? A cassock. Siri, what's a cassock? See if it even gets it. It did! Cassock or soutane is a Christian clerical clothing coat used by the clergy of the Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church in orders and Protestant denominations and Anglicans. I don't even remember. Lutherans. Okay. It's just a very simple robe. Got it.
それは神父にしては軽装すぎるということですか？
Well, I don't even... You definitely had more suggestive clothing on than probably a priest would typically wear. I'm trying to remember if she had, like, legs, like something on her legs.
軽装すぎるんじゃなくて、イメージの問題というか、あの服ちょい派手すぎないか？全体的に黒いし、まるで悪役だ。あんた、
あれは悪魔払いを行う時のものです。
Why?
戦闘用の服装ですから、包囲とはイメージが異なるのは当然かと。
Well, whatever.
ああ、悪魔払い用の戦闘服なんだ。確かに動きやすそうだったけど、ほとんど裸みたいなもんだし。
That is not something Emma would say.
つまり、私の服装に何か個人的な意見があると？
意見っていうより疑問。動きやすくてもあんなんじゃ不安でしょうがないだろう。というか、誰の趣味だよ。ほら、その下手な水着よりヤバいっていうか、むやみに戦場的というか、 なんだ。言いづらいことなんでうまく言えないんだけど。
That's a weird... Okay.
あれ、下を履き忘れてない？
Yeah. It does sort of look like she forgot to put on her skirt. I gotta be honest that you're not wrong. It always has sort of stood out. No answer. Does that mean yes?
あれは仕様です。初めからスカートはありません。横島な考えはやめてくださ
I
い。
mean, just a simple skirt wouldn't really get in the way of you moving around, right? Especially since if it's like loose and it's not, it would be covering more. Even if it wasn't covered, whatever. This woman is really reading my mind.
そうだよな。そんなわけないよな。あんたはシスターだし、誘惑はご法度だよな。悪い。分かりきった質問だった。つい気になって聞いちまったんだが、あんな戦闘用包囲なんてマジありえないもんな。で、あれ誰の趣味なんだ？
誰の趣味でもありません。
Did you pick it on your own?
あれは私がサイギーの中から選び、手を加えただけのものです。
Ooh, revise. Did you cut off like parts of it or what?
選んだのはあんたなんだ。
Basically, now that your fashion sense is getting questioned, you're getting a little insecure about it.
機能性を重視した結果です。私に求められるものは運動性であって守りではありません。
Lies. Why do you have a hat? Why do you have a hat if the only thing you cared about was functionality?
それとあなたから戦場的に見えたのは当然です。あれはもともと男性を誘惑するためのものですから。
Oh, was it now?
は？
I am stunned. For seducing men. She's serious?
何それ？誘惑はご法度だって言わなかった？
言ったのはあなただけです。私は一言も禁じてはいませんが。
けど不敬って言ったじゃんか。下を履き忘れてるのはわざとだって思ったら。
男性を引きつけるための服を着ることと報酬で服を脱ぐことは違います。
I mean, well, I mean, if you tailored your clothing to make it look like you don't have pants on, what's the difference at that? Whatever.
あなたの言いようではまるで私が露出狂のようでしたので。
Well, it seems that's the disrespectful part she was mad at. From the standpoint of a man, neither seems very different, but exhibitionism certainly would be bad, as it's, a crime.
けどさ、なんで男を引きつけるんだよ。シスターってのは低粛であるべきだろ？それともあんた、男なら誰でもいいの？
その男性が望むのなら拒むことはありません。
Wait, aren't you like relatively young? How old are you? I thought you were like in your teens.
例えばあなたに女性を暴きたいという渇きがあるのならそれに応え潤しましょう。
She's either really young, no, fucking hell, man.
それも私の労働です。好みは常に痛みに応えるもの。あなたが罰を受けることはありません。私はあなたに暴かれるのではなく魔に暴かれる。人間であるあなたが罪を負うことはないのです。
Oh, I can't wait till a rapist tries to use that in court. I see. Everything about it, even when she's not doing anything, she's always tinged with the taint of demons. Even if nobody dirties their hands, she automatically gets aroused and comes anyways. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's even weirder. Okay. Hey, guys, so, are any of you out here watching my Xenoblade playthrough too? Xenoblade 2? There's a whole thing in that game where, two of the characters become connected and they share pain, And I was talking about in that, like, do they share other sensations too? And this is basically that logical through line, like, actually playing out. It's masturbation akin to self-mutilation. My goodness. Hey, Karen, have you ever dealt with someone who was doing autoerotic I can't talk. Autoerotic autoerotic asphyxiation. Have you ever done that before? In one of your things? Oh, it's that her everyday routine, then of course it wouldn't make much of a difference who her partner is.
つまりなんだ、日々の祈りと大差ない同じ労働ってことか。参ったな。実は慢性的に誘ってたとか？
ええ、あなたが望むのでしたら。
Yeah, she's still like a kid basically, isn't she?
本当？ラッキー、助かった。俺望んでないから別にいいです。
Fantastic. Now, I'm very glad that I could get by without humiliating a girl. No matter what anyone says, I am not the slightest bit inclined to try it. Even if she asked me, I would want no part. But if the condition is that it can't happen unless I feel like it, there's no problem.
それはどういった意味合いの反応ですか？潔白な女性が好みとか。
Oh boy. This is awkward.
いや、そういうこだわりはない。そいつがやりたくてやってることなら24時間特会引っかえ、節操なしでいいんじゃない？汝の隣人を愛せよってあんたらの売り文句だし。
Man, she would probably really love some professions if she wasn't. It's not even necessarily a better life that she'd demand. Her situation sucks, man.
それと私の労働は違うと思うのですが。
Sure about it?
私の行為はやはり明確な労働に他なりません。
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
そりゃますます得が高い。
Nah, the noble profession of prostitution. Sex work is real work, but you know, maybe not noble.
相応の対価と取り替えっこの関係も悪くはないさ。お高く止まって何もなしな女よりずっといい。
Okay. I look over the church with a glance. There aren't any statues here. Doesn't look as if I'll be accused of slander.
わかる？仮にあんたのそれが恒常的なお仕事だからって、それを理由に避けたりはしないってこと。肉体面じゃなく精神面の問題でさ。別の情はあっても愛情がないから関わりたくないんです。
That's a bit weird for, what Avenger was acting like before. Does that imply that he loves Bazette? Although if she keeps wandering around in front of my eyes in an outfit like that, there's no telling how things will turn out. The preferences of a normal adult male are one thing, but to me, those clothes are a little intense.
あなたの考えは分かりました。今後参考にさせていただきます。
あれ？服の話はもういいのか？
ええ、もう十分です。知る気はありませんでしたが、あなたのことがよく分かった。ほんと、随分と弱っているのですね、あなたは。私の目には吹けば飛んでいきそうなほど小さく見える。そんなに自分が嫌いなのですか？
Did we make her mad? I think we might have made her mad.
はあ
？Her outright provocation produces a burst of energy within me. What did you just see in me? Those dead eyes, you.
なんでさ。別に俺、自分が嫌だなんて思うことはないけど、説教なら余計なお世話だから黙ってくんない？
これは私の私服を褒めてくれたお礼よ。諦めて受け取りなさい。それで、あなたが私を嫌うのはどうして？
And she jumps straight to the issue. Following her lead, I blurt out.
そりゃ自分の欲望がないやつは気に食わない。
I ignore the mountain of minor flaws. Mountain upon mountains upon mountains. And go straight for the killer one.
ほら、だからあなたは自分が嫌い。聖杯を破壊したエミやシロンには自己に帰る欲望がないのだもの。自分には与えず隣人には与える献身の鏡。世界は正しくあれと祈るようなあり方。それがあなたの生き方であることは間違いない。なのにどうしてかしらね。あなたはそれを美しいと感じられない。
いや、だって。
It's not beautiful in the slightest. Problem comes before even judging whether it's good or evil. I have no intention trying to live that sort of a good-for-nothing life in the first place.
もう誰もエミやシロを責めていないのに自分の欲望を持とうとしないなんて。ねえ、人並みの幸福はそんなにつまらない？
I get it. My way of life is, in short, an existence where I don't have the patience to be content with that. There should be as much happiness as there are lives. Just a tiny amount is not worth the trouble. It screams.
うまいこと言うな、あんた。さすがは司祭代理。グーの音も出ない逆説だ。機会があったら今度は本気で叱ってくれ。
ええ、私の小言で10年来の正義感が変わるとは思えませんが、あなたが望むのでしたらもう一度諭しましょう。
Over 10 years. Has it been 10 years in the loop? Is that the implication? Or are you talking about something relative to Emiya? I stand up. I should have left earlier, as soon as the organ stopped. What I wanted was an energizing hatred. Realizing my disgust for myself is making all that motivation disappear.
じゃあな、他にやることがありそうだし、あんたともここまでだ。
If I go any further, I'll be venturing outside my domain. If these 4 days are someone else's reproduction of the Holy Grail War, then Emmy Shiro and this woman Karen cannot meet. If I keep meeting people who are not in the battle, my existence as Emmy Shiro will collapse.
聖杯を探しに行くのですね。あなたは世界の終わらせ方に気づいたのですか？
A voice rings out behind me. Even turning around is pain.
さてな、遠坂凛が言うには俺が聖杯の持ち主を倒せばいいって話だが。
With the intelligence I have at my disposal, it just ends with my own defeat no matter how many times I try.
でしょうね。そのためには絵を完成させなければいけない。あなたはあなたの意義を見つけないと。
Meaning means self-awareness. Recognizing what it is that I must do. This woman is telling me to find that by myself without someone else telling me.
敵の本拠地を探しなさい。そこに始まりの鍵があるはずです。
お言葉だけど、洋館ならとっくに調べたよ。
見落としがあるのよ。遠坂の跡継ぎにロンドンの話を聞きなさい。
A straightforward piece of precise advice. I don't want to look back, but my feet stop and my neck turns. See. That's why I didn't want to look.
契約違反だ。情報交換だけって話だったのに。
今回だけは特別です。言ったでしょ。次にあなたが来た時、迷っているのなら道を示すと。
Did you really make a promise like that by herself? Really? She's a woman that just does whatever she wants.
サンキュー。じゃ、これで本当に用済みだな。
ええ。私がエミやシローに関われるのはこれが限度です。
I leave the church. Emmy Shiro had not met Karen or Tenshia to begin with. It's always been an impossible event. I've no reason to grieve, even if this was our final farewell. Free action at night. Amy Residence decided to tell Rin. Okay. Something developed, and we have new events. Here, let's see. What new events all do we have? There's the Fuji new one. New at Osaka. That's interesting. Look, storage room! I was told that's something I should do, I believe so. Should I just do it now? Sure. Yeah, I was right. Main story. We'll unlock things. My goodness. Oh, my goodness. I spent so much time. Perhaps I should pop into the storehouse room and see how things look. All I've been doing in here lately is organizing the place, so I thought I'd try fixing some of the broken things I had set aside for a change.
シロ、ちょっとよろしいですか?
What?
シロ、調子が悪いので見ていただきたいと。
Do you want me to fix your boobs?
どこか緩んでいるのか、手で押さえていてもぐらついて心もとないのです。これまでユラクのままに手荒に扱いすぎたせいなのか、少し触れただけで張りが弱くなっているようで。
Okay, this is definitely about boobs. Oh, so this huge chest barrier was Ryder. No, that's not it.
修理って何を?
Your breast. We're gonna fix your boobs.
無理、そんなのの修理なんて絶対無理。というか、俺がやったらダメすぎる。
No. Nonsense. We'll use the visualization thing that you do. Whatever you called it. I forget at the moment. Scan? I don't know. We'll analyze the structural integrity of it.
ほら、そういうことはセイバーには縁がないから。遠坂だって関係ないよな。そうだ、さくらだ。さくらが詳しくないはずがない。
Nonsense. We'll do it ourselves and we'll bring Fujine in to help.
今こそさくらが一番頼りになるとき。ああ、もうさくらしかいない。さくらで行こう。
自転車のことなのですが、今シロは忙しいのですか?
いや、さくらほどじゃないです。
Da-da-da! End of event.
涼しくなってきましたね、シロ。
Damn this height difference. If I were another head taller, I wouldn't have lost face in that misunderstanding. Your volume decider is just...
そろそろシロも首元が隠れるような暖かい服を着てはどうです？先ほどから吸血跡が目につい。いえ、涼しくなってきましたね。
Are you doing this recently enough to leave marks? Hearing those words coming from so far above makes me feel like a kindergartner being spoken to by a teacher. The height difference is weighing on my mind whether I like it or not.
ライダー、背高いよな。
はい。
いや、羨ましいんだ。俺ももう少し背が高ければって思ってるし。モデルみたいに凛々しいし、いるだけで人の目を引きつける魅力もあるじゃんか。
しかし、可愛くはありません。
Yeah, but it's not bad for looking beautiful. It's just a different aesthetic. Just like not all girls can be cute, not all girls can be beautiful, or however you want to phrase it, yeah? Same with guys, too. Cute.
それには小柄であることが前提です。私にはどうしようもない。
True, cute tends to be used to praise something small and elegant, and Ryder has just the opposite qualities.
可愛いって思われたかったんだ。
What would a cute Ryder look like? Clutching a plushie that she always talks to. Playing video games and getting so absorbed in them that she'd move along with the characters, hitting her head on the coffee table and knocking herself out? That is so specific. That is so specific. Peeking at the tea cakes that Issei shared with me, saying, "Foo-foo, what shall we do with these?" Shiro and grinning ear to... Are you thinking of Tosaka? I think all those positions are already filled. Okay, who did? Okay, did each of these clutching and flush she always talked to? That's Saber, right? Like video games getting so absorbed in them that she moved along with the character, sitting her head on the coffee table and knocking herself out. Sakura? The last one's like definitely freaking Rin. I think all those positions are already filled. People yearn for what they do not have, and apparently even Ryder, who looks like a faultless beauty to me, is no exception.
けどそればかりは仕方がないやな。そうだ、逆にさ、背が高くて得したことは？
あまりないですね。
Say that to a short person.
例えば商店の一番上の棚にも手が届くとか、人混みの中で待ち合わせの時目印になるとか。
不利益と差し引きすればマイナスだと断言できます。
Yes, but you said none. Not that it was a net negative.
不利益?
What are the disadvantages? She has a pensive, melancholic look, as if she is deep in thought. Looking up at her, I get the impression that she's really distressed on the inside. Perhaps there's a lot of filth I ended up not seeing due to my height, but Ryder has in plain view. Even so, I'm still envious of tall people. They can forget the minor stuff and let their feelings become grand. Wait, what? Yeah, that's right. Climbing up to a high place makes you feel so grand that you just want to yell at the top of your lungs. Okay, I am relatively tall. I'm like 6'2", 6'3". It's not that fantastic. I mean, I prefer being taller than shorter. I'm a guy, obviously, so there's not... I mean, tall and cute isn't exactly what I want to go for. Or sorry, short and cute isn't exactly what I want to go for. But, I mean, it's I generally don't have a problem with it, at the very least, but it doesn't make me feel grand. Isn't that nice, being in up high, by virtue of being so tall?
Yahoo!
Wait, what is happening now? Who would go around yelling, Yahoo! At my age? Nobody in the right mind, that's for sure.
違う、このヤッホーは。
Okay, yeah, I didn't think that sounded like his freaking voice anyways. I thought that was like some random... Okay. Ilya! Coming from high up, watch out! Flying to falling. That is an inevitable law of physics, and not even Ilya is above it. Let's see how long it'll take her to fall. Any day now. However... Oh, it's the slow one. Why is it that creatures that cannot fly in the sky always try to do so? The real reason might not be that falling is more fun than flying. She dives, keeping herself in a basic arch stance, and I execute a perfect catch. But I couldn't cancel out the kinetic energy! In my rush to protect Ilya, I end up tumbling magnificently to the ground. Bad end, number 5. No. No.
いたずらが過ぎるぞ。
Ilya seems to be alright. Although my now better body is another story. Well, we definitely got the story of short versus tall. Are they gonna debate?
たく、ここにはガラクタが山ほどあって危ないんだからな。崩れてきたら怪我どころじゃ済まないんだぞ。
That's why I wanna be taller. I could have caught her easily just now.
シロンは心配性なんだから。
I stiffen, thinking she may have gotten caught on something. I look back. The bicycle rider was pushing has fallen down. Rider is frozen stiff, her arms held out in the air as if she's still holding the handlebars.
ライダー
She hasn't even noticed that the bicycle is down. I look over at her to see what might be wrong and realize that the pupils of her eyes behind her mystic eye-killing glasses aren't focusing?
ライダー、どうかしたのか？
はい、姉様。
What? Wait, what? Is this what? So, I'm her elder sister now? Come to think of it. Every time Ryder's with me, she is always considerate, stepping aside and acting with particular respect. Honestly, I don't mind her reserved demeanor, but I had been struggling to find the words to describe what kind of the kind of distance between us. I see. So I was her elder sister. Like hell I am.
いえ、何でもありません、シロ。どうか今のはなかったことにしてください。
Oh, not when I have witnesses. Ryder looks around awkwardly. She's behaving really suspiciously.
そう、自転車の調子が悪いので見ていただきたいと。どこか緩んでいるのか、手で押さえていてもこの通り少しぐらついて心もとないのです。これまでユラクのまま手荒に扱いすぎたせいでしょうが、一つシローの手で修復をお願いします。
ああ、それはさっき聞いた。そしてそれは自転車じゃなくて猫の大好き空間スリルキャットタワー。猫が登ったり爪を研いだり用を足したりする万能ジャングルジムで、藤姉がどこからか拾ってきていつの間にか勝手にここに置いていったやつ。
Careful, she might have pooped in it. What did I say? She might have pooped in it. Her face looks like someone who just found Fujine's poop. The bike is still down there. As if to break through the awkward silence, the white one dives again. I can't take my eyes off this little berserker for an instant. This time, the comet is heading straight for Ryder.
ライダー、頼む。
はい。
She'll be fine. With her tall stature and supernatural strength, she can catch Ilya easily. How nice is it to be tall? Look, she doesn't even flinch after catching Ilya. She doesn't flinch, but...
なんで？
Dumbstruck? Ryder's turned into a statue. You okay?
ライダ
ライダー怖がってる。
Okay, Ilya, maybe don't poke her in the psychological trauma center too much. Ryder of all people is shrieking in terror. All the while attempting to shake off Ilya, who's clinging onto her. There's some serious psychological issues at play here, no doubt.
ダメ、シロ、早く取ってください。
Why?
失礼ね。フロイラインを毛虫みたいに扱うなんて。そんなこと言うライダーにはこうしちゃうんだから。
Hugging her neck, Ilya rubs her cheek against Ryder's face. Yeah, that seems like an insult to be so scared of someone just touching you. What a strange reaction. Don't tell me there are secrets to Ryder which we are not yet aware of. There are indeed. Now let us tell the tale of a distant foreign country. It is a dark tale tainted with fresh blood. The story of a female monster, and the mere mention of which makes one tremble in fear. The legend of Medusa. Oh, are we? This is... Oh, this is not the direction I thought this was going. Transforms a terrible Gorgon there. Many warriors reach the temple, shrouded in mystery. Some went to confirm the legend of the Gorgon, others went to claim the glory of slaying the Gorgon. Some were dispatched to the island with an oracle's dazzling prophecy. Yet others equipped themselves with swords, spears, bows, and arrows and traveled there with no word spoken to anyone else. Yet none of them still breathed. Not a single one escaped the island alive. They did not die, returned to the earth either. They turned into stone alive, their lives simply ending there. The odor of Cybele, the mystic eyes, the petrification walks through the temple. Her hair is like silk. of the Far East, and her skin is white, like freshly fallen snow. And yet she is drier than the desert of Nubia and even more vicious than a sandstorm. She gazes at the stone statues of the petrified heroes, taking special notice of one of them. Statue of a huge man carrying a spear. His bulging sinews remind her of the great physical strength he had when he was still alive. As the temple's queen looks over the stone figure, her lips curve slightly. She raises her strange-looking dagger overhead in front of the pitiful man. Pulling the chain attached to the double-edged dagger now sticking out of the statue, she wraps it around the statue. Standing in front of the chain now, stretched between the two figures, she bends down to the basket at her feet. And picks up a heap of laundry.
これかわいい。
Fantastic. In the basket are a multitude of clothes made from expensive silk and linen decorated with laces and ribbon. She washes them all diligently, rinsing in the river and then hanging them up on the chains one by one. So she's using her weapons as... oh my goodness. Stokily, she labors on. The moment falls into her hands, the spear turns into a clothesline, and a sword into a hanger, and the helmet into a shoe-drying rack. Thus, having finished hanging up the laundry, she notices a single statue casting a shadow on the clothes, and proceeds to kick it down. Does it break it? Are they petrified to death, or are they petrified and like the still living as the petrified, like their souls in there or something? I don't know. Isn't that a thing in petrification stories? And like they break, then they die. Like forever. Her work is finally completed. The owner of the missing eyes looks at the statues scattered throughout the temple.
今日は誰も来ないといいな。
She sighs listlessly.
さてと。
She sits down on the statue of a man trying to crawl away into escape. Under the pleasantly warm sunlight, a dry wind breezes through her hair and laundry.
ちょっと洗濯物が溜まっちゃったけど、久しぶりにいいお天気でよかった。
Bathed by the rays of sunlight, she gazes at the sun absent-mindedly. Right now, she is neither a goddess worshipped by many nor a monster which shakes the earth, but a young woman enjoying the tranquility.
見つけた。メデューサ。
Yeah, this whole thing again. I actually sort of found the last time they showed up sort of annoying because it went on about like twice as long as it needed to. Suddenly a voice filled with anger echoes in the temple. Now that this is a rare occurrence in this island, seeking the glory of exterminating Snake Witch, many people come day and night to kill her. As a result, it seems that there will be one more clothes hanger to join this cemetery of bizarre stone statues. However, the owner of the missing eyes, who's supposed to smack her lips at her new sacrifice, cowers as if meeting the end of the world.
信じられない。どうしてこんな。
Oh, that's the same voice actress as Ilya, isn't it? Appearing on the top of the stairs overlooking the forest of stone statues. I didn't notice it before. Wait, what? Oh, the gay... She's related... okay. Is this not... No, she looks like her. She has very similar eyes, too. On top of the stone statues is only a single girl in a dazzling outfit.
あなたはなんてことを。だって洗濯物を干すのにその錆び臭い鎖は使うなとあれほど言ったじゃないの。お許しください姉様。便利なものでつい。お黙りなさい。ああもう私の端正だった服に鎖の凹凸の跡がついて台無しじゃない。でかいあなたがバカ力で力任せにこするから汚れだけでなく神聖まで落として。いいこと？私の体を飾る衣装はあなたの粗雑な服とは違うのです。大柄だからってやることなすことずさんなんだから。はい、申し訳ございません。それに私の靴、あんなブサイクな男の上に乗せるなんてどういうこと？お気に入りの靴だったのに。
あれじゃあ汚らわしくてもう履けないわ。大女総見に知恵が回りかねと言うけれど、
はい。
その服は陰干ししなきゃダメ。焦っちゃってる。信じられない。どうなの？
それは。
They're not saying anything of value.
まだわからないようね。あなたに次なんてないのよ。
Oh, what are you gonna do?
ああ、もう私は明日から何を着ればいいの？あなたみたいに裸同然のハレンチな格好で過ごせというの？
でもこの服は姉様たちの。
何よ、文句あるの？あなたには私たちの余り物で十分でしょうに。
This, beautiful woman was stilled off completely by a girl with the height lower than her chest. I can see why her clothes seem so small on her. I'm gonna note, her sister's really annoying me. So, like, very quickly, I'm at the point where it's just like, nope, don't care, you're not saying anything of value, all you're doing is attacking her randomly over and over and over and over and over and over again. It might have looked charming to an observer. Did it? But sadly, there's nobody there to watch. But we're the stone statues now.
まったくどれもこれも醜いわ。女の気を引きたがるような下びた顔ばっかりで、男はこんな顔するようになったらおしまいね。これからは美形の男だけ石にしなさい。鑑賞価値のないここの石像は全部砕いて片付けること。
そんな。だってこんなにあるのに。
姉の私がやれと言ったらやるのよ。あなたは妹。この島では奴隷以下の存在なんだから。あとこの前みたいに手を抜いてベルレフォンで石像を一掃するなんてのはダメよ。そんなことしたら神殿まで焼け焦げちゃうでしょ。まったくバレなければいいだなんて誰に似たのかしら。
姉様だと思うけど。
聞こえたわよ、メデューサ。信じられない。さっきあなたは奴隷以下だと断ったばかりなのに、それをもう忘れて姉に反乱を起こすなんて。
そこまでは。
やっぱり物覚えの悪いあなたには絶対霊獣の態度を体で教えてあげなきゃわからないかしら。
Maybe it's not Ilya. It's very similar, at least.
逃げるなんて許さないわよ。
Checking out the restraining voice of her pursuit with the owner of the sky dashes off at full speed. She's heading for the stable. There rides her Pegasus, a gift from the god of the sea, Poseidon. She needs to get on the winged specimen of a phantasmal species and escape to the skies for a while, far away from the reach of her sister's hands. She just has to pray that her sister's mood will change before she returns.
そうすると掃除と食事の用意が。でもあのままだったらお仕置きされて。
She laments while fleeing away. Thanks to her long legs, her sister couldn't catch up to her on foot. She felt gloomy at the thought that this was the only time that she was thankful for her tall stature.
私も姉様みたいに可愛ければいいのに。
She opens the door of the stable. But the owner of the mystic eye stands still in shock.
姉様どうしてこちらに。
The girl holding the reins of the Pegasus laughs lightly.
あら、ごめんなさいね、メデューサ。ちょうど遠乗りから帰ってきたばかりで、この子は疲れ切っています。私はともかく、あなたのように大きくて重たい乗り手はもう乗せられないでしょうね。
She had two sisters, right? Are they twins? So they don't have to use other new artwork?
そんな。
島の外に出たいの？それなら泳いでいけばいいでしょ。いいですか？
Oh god.
だって
妹のものは姉のもの。 姉のもの、ほんとすぐ楽して。
あ
聞こえましたよ。仕方ありませんね。私も本意ではありま。
The owner cannot help but dart out of the stable, however.
あら、私のところに戻ってくるなんて、姑息なあなたにしては殊勝なこと。
下姉様。
あら、私がメドゥーサを捕まえてくださったの？
上姉様。
This will require some explanation. The two girls giving Medusa a hard time. Each one of the spitting image of the other. These two are, in fact, Medusa's older sisters. Ta-ta-ta! The oldest one is Stheno? The Strong. Oh, she looks it. The younger one is Uriel, the Farflyer. Finally, the youngest and tallest, unlike yet different, is the Medusa, the woman that dominates. These three lovely ladies were the infamous Gorgon sisters. Exiled to the shapeless isle, turning one brave man after another into stone, they were prominent monsters even in the world of Greece. However, as a side note to avoid any misunderstanding, it was only the youngest sister Medusa who had struck fear into the hearts of the heroes. As to say, the two older sisters could not boast of any fighting prowess at all. Or rather, while they had been acquiring an entirely different ill reputation than Medusa, her sisters were revered as goddesses by the nearby men. Originally, they were ancient indigenous gods of Greece. Nevertheless, jealous of their beauty, the goddess Athena took away their faith from the people and exiled them to the shapeless isle. Although only Medusa alone received Athena's ire out of care for their younger sister, the siblings accompanied her to the isle as well. Since then, the rumors about them being monsters started circulating amongst the people. Wait, what? So, Athena was jealous of Medusa's beauty and got exiled, and the others just came with. However, rumor is still only a rumor. They did not become monsters and merely continued to spend their days like before. The legendary infamous Medusa aside, the first and second daughter were literally perfected goddesses. The youngest daughter, Stheno, a lady with elegant demeanor, overflowing grace, and wisdom in her words and actions. A goddess said to be the ideal woman. It is said that merely hearing one's name escape from her lips is enough to make a man lose his senses over the rapturous feeling and swear eternal loyalty to her. The second daughter, Uriel, a lady with carefree demeanor, overflowing smile, and the essence of purity in her words and actions. A goddess said to be the ideal girl. It is said that merely hearing one's name escape from her lips is enough to make a man tremble all over with honor and swear to protect her at even the cost of his life. Yeah. Unlike Medusa, these two goddesses had neither mystic eyes nor supernatural strength. So was there anything special about them? With merely the power of immortality and eternal youth, they are just weak girls. Okay. Hey, girls, young immortal girls with no particularly strong traits outside of being irritating and living in an era where slavery was normal. Good luck. Athena lied about them. That the reason they would never grow old was because they were monsters. That was false. It's different from the gods of Olympus who needed to consume the golden apples to stop aging. The sisters, especially Stheno and Uriel, were born into this world as idols, completely immortal. Okay. They were the embodiment of the yearning hearts of men. Although they would never age, they were the weakest beings in the world. With no power to fight, these immortal girls would starve if left alone. They could not live without help from others. That is such a thing. That is the divine essence of these Gorgon sisters. For people who have any idea what they're talking about in regards to this, is this like relatively accurate to the actual sisters? Like obviously with its own take on it, but From the moment they were created and up until the moment they are destroyed, they remain the same. Except the youngest, who is a failure from birth. Well, thanks, game! The youngest daughter, Medusa. Different from her older sister, she did not have the skills of a perfect goddess. The two older sisters were forever young, but Medusa's immortality was imperfect. As a result, in spite of being the younger sister, Medusa grew older and taller than her sisters and was revered as a monster different from them altogether. As a side note, one ought to mention that she was a great goddess nevertheless. The Gorgon sisters were the result of the deification of some natural phenomena. One could call them copies or clones. It could have been a mistake during her birth, or there might have been a deeper significance to it, but the youngest sister Medusa was not copied correctly. The older sisters embodied the concept of forever young and immortal, yet Medusa received none of the sort. Nevertheless, as a compensation, Medusa was endowed with various abilities which her sisters were not. The mystic eyes, a petrification, a supernatural ability to interfere with nature, and excellent physical abilities. All these can be said to be divine powers indispensable in protecting her sisters who couldn't live in this world by themselves. However, it was those physical differences that caused the sisters, once united, to become three different individuals. It's not surprising development for Medusa, different from the start, but in the process of interacting with one such sibling, even the two others, who were meant to be the same, eventually showed slight irregularities. The youngest sister, an expert in combat, and her older sisters who perfected themselves as idols. Unlike Medusa, they liked humans very much. They welcomed the men who visited their island, comforted them, and sent them on to a new adventure. Oh yeah, comfort them how, I wonder. You must get bored there. Eternal idols. The incarnations of the image of a pure maiden. Idealized, never-aging young girls. Twin deities in a class entirely different than that of a haughty goddess with full curves. That's right. As goddesses whose purpose was just to be loved and spoiled, being cute was their specialty. The ultimate sisters, whose beauty would never be matched even by Medusa's best efforts. They were the Snow White, goth lowly idol duo. Yeah, no, that's definitely accurate to the original Greek tale, I'm sure. For Steno and Uriel, that was the meaning of their very existence. Well, that's what the men observing from afar and oblivious of their true character said of them. The youngest daughter, Steno, a lady with elegant demeanor, overflowing with grace, and wisdom in her words and actions, goddess said to be the ideal woman. It is said that merely hearing one's name escape from her lips is blah 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 blah. However, according to a certain younger sister who wishes to remain anonymous, she would say that Steno was the perfect example of laziness. Da-da-da. She had a slight interest in things she did not like. Worse still, this monstrous sister's cruelty towards others, towards those she had no interest in, would make the watchdogs of hell tremble in fear. The second daughter, Uriel, a lady with carefree demeanor, overflowing smile, and the essence of purity in a blah 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 blah. However, according to a certain younger sister who will once again wish to remain anonymous despite there only being one option, she would say that Uriel was the ultimate display of mood swings. Ta-da! On top of that, she was a sly as well. If I keep quiet, no one will be mad. If I don't get caught, then there's nothing wrong. And yet she would feel just a little guilty later. That's the impish, cowardly second sister. Unlike Medusa, they liked humans very much. They welcomed men who visit their island, comfort them, and sent them on an adventure. But even that was a gigantic trap. They loved everything pretty and cute, freely and unconditionally. Indeed, these two devils did love humans. However, what they loved was not simply humans as living beings, but rather toying with people they liked, embarrassing, and driving them to their ruin. In short, watching them struggle. They loved it more than life itself.
姉様それは姉様たちが無条件で嫌う醜いものだと思うのです。
You know, after the last one of these had them, like, without faces, I am surprised to see them with faces now.
呆れた。取り返しのつかないほど趣味が悪いのね、メデューサ。
Right.
いいこと？綺麗なものがこの上なく無様に
Shut
踊
up,
る。
I don't care. And many brave men began the sister's sacrifice. The heroes who came seeking to court them were met with impossible demands and went back to their countries weeping. Alas, the terrifying, devilish three sisters. Some went to challenge the she-monster Medusa to gain fame and were petrified. Others went to seek the hand of the goddess in marriage and ended up ridiculed beyond all reason until they met their death. Oh, brave warriors, if there are men amongst you, they shall do well to leave this place. Oh my goodness. This is the island at the utmost end of the world, an evil paradise inhabited by women of peerless beauty. Val, I'm telling you for your own fucking good, just don't ever get involved with a goddess. This island practically exists to teach you this lesson, you know. My goodness. I think that might be a lesson in a lot of the Greek tales, too. And that is the rough summary of the story behind the Temple of Darkness. Fantastic. Well, she obviously becomes a monster at some point, so. And there was hints in that last time we heard about it that, you know, they weren't around anymore, these two, so. Yeah. Peaceful afternoon, without any challengers, which was quite rare. As part of the daily ritual, Medusa is being picked on by the two older sisters again.
私からも逃げようとして。
This is caught between the two idol sisters, each spitting image of the other. Unlike Medusa, who matures slowly but surely, her older sisters remain forever the same. Let me guess, she eventually matured. Well, oh no. We're talking about Greek time, so like physically time was still progressing. Since the basics of the personality are the same, they sense the same things as well. Far surpassing telepathy, they are more like two parts of the same body, each of them feeling everything the other does.
そう。私に逆らったのね。あなた。私に二度も逆らったことになるわね。ええ。私への侮辱は。じゃあ、私と私が。もちろん。妹。
I do not care. Something statue, huge sword.
顔もまあまあ整ってるし。これがいいかしら。
Mind you, I don't even mind the story, I just want them to shut up. Holding onto the man's armor, she pulls herself up with all her strength as if trying to tear the pieces off.
下姉様
Flexing her short limbs, Uriel steadily climbs up the man's body.
下姉様危ないからやめないと
メドゥーサ、これはお仕置きです。あなたは動かないように。
Like a slithering serpent, with slow and steady movement, she flows towards the top of the statue. Not able to take her eyes off Uriel, Medusa feels as if all her limbs are entangled by a snake, unable to even twitch.
絶景絶景。誰かを見下ろすっていうのはこんなに気持ちがいいものなのね。
Wait, what?
ええ。浅はか。
では
メデューサ、物覚えの悪いあなたの子。いい
Vanity air, which I was surprising you that she's Uriel the Farflyer. The flying goddess leaps towards Medusa's snow white neck, grins open, opens her mouth, and bares her fangs. Oh, so it's going to be matching what Ilia did, yeah? And then delivers an evil kiss. Is this related to the whole, like, drinking blood or other things? A battle cry that punches through the skin and pierces the blood vessels below. Sweet music, smacking lips, dancing tongues, slurping sounds follows. Okay, weird. And then a blood-curdling scream from Medusa. One wonders what those who came to know of her later would think if they saw her like this. Preying not on individuals, but on an entire city, the demon Medusa sucked the blood of hundreds of people in one night. To think that she was being treated the same by this cute little girl.
いいざま。今 妹の分際で姉を見下ろしているのが気に。
Yeah, she's jealous of the height too, in a sense.
私だけというのはおとなしくしなさいメデューサ。
From the back of Medusa, or back of Pegasus. Blood blended from both sides of the nape. Medusa is entranced, still stocked, still. This is weird. Like an endless bout of anemia. It's no longer screams that she lets out, but noises now resemble the creaking of some broken mechanism. Okay.
短病でなんて血だけはこんなに美味しいのかしら。
The two sucking sounds weave with each other in melodious harmony, echoing with the temple. Throughout the daily ritual, the younger sister is being disciplined by means sisters today. It shall be said again that this is not a rare occurrence on this island. Fantastic. Let's not go back to it ever again. Legitimately, I don't like those sections because they annoy me so much. As I come to, I find myself at the storehouse. The sunlight is now considerably lower. Has it been a whole hour already?
変だな。何してたんだっけ俺。
That's up my head.
何って私は素人ライダーが土蔵に入ったからこっそり後をつけて。あれ
Ilya Otto tilts her head. Did you do something to remove memories? Ryder frowns steeply.
どうしたライダー頭痛かというかどうしてたんだっけ俺。
いえ、単にシロがもう少し背が高ければいいという希望を口にしていただけです。
ああ。
I clap my hands together. Yeah, we did talk about something like that, didn't we? However, if that's the case, then what is Spike number 2 doing at Ryder's feet?
ライダー、その転がってる2号のことだけど。
さあ、2号車がなぜここに放置されているか、私は全く感知していませんから。そうですよね、シロ。
ああ、そうだよな。ライダーはここに立ち寄っただけだもんな。2号は。
Despite my mind being a bit foggy up to that point, with Ryder's gaze fixed on me, I start to feel that there's nothing else to it.
ええ、きっとシロがこれから修理するために持ってきたのでしょう。私からの要求はありませんが、メンテナンスをするというのなら、ペダル周りとフレームの強化をしてください。それでは、私はこれで失礼します。それとイリアスフィール。元気なのは微笑ましいのですが、似合いませんので、間違っても土蔵の2階からダイブだけはしないように。
変なライダー。私頼まれたってそんなことしないのに。
Yeah, Ryder, how dare you accuse her? That's totally not within character for her. Come on, Ryder.
結構です。イリアスフィールは物分かりが良くていい。それでは夕食に。
Flashing an adult-like smile, Ryder leaves the storehouse. Fascinated by the back of a cool adult-like figure, I see her off in a daze. The stylish woman hits her head and crouches down in pain.
ライダー
How tall is she?
ご心配なく。それとシロ、このように背が高くていいことなどあまりないのです。
I'm also not tall enough that I hit my head on almost anything regularly, so I don't have that downside. Being too tall is always, not great. You should go play basketball. Tottering, Ryder disappears towards the courtyard. I see. Being tall is unexpectedly troublesome, huh? Can be. Doesn't need to be. Well, that was a thing. That was a thing. Oh, look, the writer's room. I'll do that next time.